Step back or I'll fire a warning shot. Yeah, that's how this circus started, me standing in the early morning cold with a rifle in my hands, heart pounding, and 3 HOA goons marching up my old wooden gate like they owned the place. These guys had clipboards, chest cameras, and a notice printed in red so bright it might as well have been blood. They figured it was just another day of pushing some homeowner around. Boy, were they in for a surprise. Because this land, it's been in my family a long time. And the last time someone tried to take it, well, let's just say they never came back. Ask around. You'll see why. So, let me back up a sec. 3 weeks earlier, I was hunched over blueprints in my Denver office. Another generic subdivision, just lines and rectangles, no soul when the call came in. Uncle Frank was gone. Heart attack 72, died out at the lake alone like he'd lived most of his life since Vietnam. Frank was my dad's older brother, a hard man, the kind who taught me how to fish, how to shoot, how to stand your ground even when the whole damn world is pushing you to give in. I used to spend summers up here instead of Disneyland, never complained once. Anyway, the lawyer's office smelled like dust and desperation. Peterson, the guy handling the estate, just rattled off the details: 15 acres on Pine Ridge Lake, the cabin outbuildings, mineral rights. But then he pauses, peering over his glasses like he's about to deliver a punchline. Turns out Frank left a clause in the will: this place can't be sold, can't be transferred. If I violate that, the whole inheritance goes poof. And Peterson leans in real serious and says, someone's already asked about that clause. More than once. So I drive up 4 hours through winding mountain roads, each one feeling like it's taking me further from everything I know. But when the cabin comes into view, it's solid, weathered but proud. Pines whispering all around the lake like a mirror under the Colorado sky. For the first time in months, I actually breathe easy. But peace in Pine Ridge, that's a fantasy. Across the water are these glass monstrosities, HOA managed property signs everywhere, just marking their territory like dogs. And that's when I start finding bright orange metal stakes hammered into my land. HOA survey, marker, do not remove. Brand new too, fresh paint. Somebody's been real busy since Frank died. I rip out the first one, couldn't help myself. The anger just took over. Kept pulling one after another, and with each one I'm more convinced someone's got their eye on this place. Back inside, I'm digging through Frank's stuff when I find a manila envelope, my name sealed in red wax. Open when the HOA comes calling. The letter inside is dated just 6 months ago. Ethan, if you're reading this, I'm dead, and they're making their move. Don't trust anyone outside the family. Check the dog statue by the gate. At the bottom, he'd drawn a rifle and scrawled, sometimes you have to make them listen. If that doesn't give you chills, nothing will. Just then the doorbell rings out here. That's about as common as a solar eclipse. I peek through the window and see a woman, mid-40s, elegant folder full of documents. She smiles like a politician about to hike your taxes. Ethan, I'm Claire Whitmore. I'm your half-sister. Now maybe I should have seen it coming. She had the expensive lawyer vibe, all tailored clothes and perfect hair. The paperwork she shows me looks legit: DNA results, birth certificate, you name it. But there's something in her eyes, can't put my finger on it. She claims she's been following the property situation and warns me the HOA's circling like vultures. Says they already offered her $8 million split evenly if we sell together. I don't bite. Instead, I ask for a contract, say I'll have my lawyer look it over. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, Uncle Frank, you were right not to trust anyone. When she leaves, I set up a recorder under the coffee table and hide a camera behind the bookshelf. Next morning, I follow her to a cafe where she meets with a sharp-dressed woman in her 50s. Turns out that's Margot Vance, the real boss around here. I catch bits of their conversation. Claire's nervous. Margot's all business. If he won't play along, Margot says we remind him there are other ways to get what we want. That's when my skin really starts crawling. Back at the cabin, Claire shows up with more papers, tears in her eyes, Claims the HOA threatened her, wants us to sell before things get ugly. I play along, suggest another meeting, pretend to be scared. She leaves, thinking she's got me right where she wants. But I'm 2 steps ahead, thanks, Frank. That night, someone's poking around outside. Flashlight shadows, and when I go check, the old concrete dog statue by the gate's been moved. Remembering Frank's letter, I find a seam at the base and pop it open. Inside, a tiny camera and transmitter sending footage to Guess Who Pine Ridge Community Management. They'd been watching me since I showed up. Instead of trashing it, I turn the tables, leave it for them, then set up my own cameras. Next day, 3 guys in HOA polos show up demanding entry for a compliance inspection. I grab Frank's old Winchester step outside and let them know no warrant, no entry. Williams, the leader, goes pale. I start a Facebook live stream, show everyone what's going on, reveal the hidden camera, call it stalking. Williams stammers, his team retreats, but I make sure to tell him, call your boss. Tell Margot Vance her secret's out. Not an hour later, county deputies show up responding to a complaint that I threatened officials with a weapon. I show them the camera, the live stream, and they actually look relieved. One even says my video's already making rounds at the sheriff's department and that other folks have had run-ins with the HOA too. The tide's turning, but the real fight's just starting. Late that night, I get a call, disguised voice straight out of a bad movie. Tomorrow night, you'll see how serious we are. At 2:00 a.m., I hear heavy machinery, floodlights, men with survey gear trucks lined up at the edge of my land. They're redrawing the boundaries, stealing another 40% of my lakefront. But I've got a drone up, cameras everywhere, and using a little tech know-how, I jam their radios with fake orders. Chaos erupts. I live stream it all. Margot's voice comes through, caught live on the internet for everyone to hear. When I finally confront them, firing 2 warning shots in the air, they scatter like cockroaches. They leave behind documents, equipment, everything. Turns out Margot isn't just HOA president, she runs Vance Construction, and she's been using the HOA as a front for $1 billion development scam. The evidence is overwhelming: plans to poison my land with radioactive material, fake hazard reports, strategies for scaring folks off their homes. That morning, a white delivery truck leaves a locked container at my gate. Inside are radiation detectors, fake government seals, even blank environmental hazard forms. The plan: contaminate, report, seize. Pure evil. I live stream opening the container with my attorney as witness, uncover everything. Then comes the twist. My old college buddy Mike calls, tells me his family lost their home to the same scheme, same company, same tactics. Suddenly, it's not just about me, it's about every family Margot's wrecked along the way. And then right on cue, the police come to arrest me, threats, property damage, the works. But I've learned to play the long game. I stay calm, keep filming, let my lawyer and the mountain of evidence do the talking. The story goes viral, 500,000 people tune in. The sheriff's department, feds, even the FBI start circling. In jail, I get a visitor, Mike, with a sharp lawyer and, most important, Frank's leather notebook. Turns out Frank spent 20 years documenting everything: photos, recordings, diagrams of Margot's entire bribery network, names of every official she's bought, even my half-sister Claire. A fake, just a pro-con artist paid to play the role and feed intel to Margot. With the notebook and the recordings, the feds move in. Arrests everywhere: Margot, her cronies, even county officials. Margot had a plan Z, burn the cabin down with me inside to destroy evidence. My arrest is the only thing that saved my life. Talk about poetic justice. The media goes wild, national headlines, interviews my uncle, posthumously called a hero. All the victims come forward, some get restitution, some move to Pine Ridge to start fresh. The old HOA is gone, replaced by something real: neighbors actually helping neighbors. Frank's cabin. We're turning it into a veteran's retreat, just like he would have wanted. And standing on that porch now, I finally get it. Sometimes you gotta make them listen, no matter how long it takes. The land's safe, the truth is out, and Frank, wherever he is, can finally rest. But let me ask you this. If someone came after your home, your family, your life's work, how far would you go to protect it? Drop your thoughts down below, share your own stories, and let's remind the world that justice isn't just for the rich and powerful, it's for all of us. If this story hit home, stick around. There's more to come and more folks out there who need us in their corner. Stand up, speak out. Your voice might just change everything.